All right, everybody, it is time for Legal Ground. So if you do not have your phone right now, I want you to stop what you're doing. I'll give you a second. Go grab it because you're going to text your legal questions and you're going to get them answered live on air. And let me introduce you to the man who's going to be answering your questions. McCormick Law Firm owner Cagney McCormick is here to talk about paying medical bills after an insurance settlement, if I can speak. We've been talking about this off air. I'm already learning so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we want to remind you guys, if you've got questions, you can text them now. Cagney's going to answer them. You're going to text them to 214-977-6028. Again, that's 214-977-6028. Before then, I've got a lot of questions for you. Cagney, I want to start with, how do medical bills get paid in insurance settlement? Because like I was saying, if I get a bill, I think I've got to pay that number.
Your health insurance negotiate those bills when you use health insurance. So when you're in an auto accident, you should negotiate those medical bills, and it's probably the most forgotten part of a settlement by claimants.
So are all medical bills required to be paid out of the settlement?
So in Texas, when you get a settlement, it's based on your medical bills owed plus pain and suffering. So they expect you to pay your medical bills out of there, but they're not always required to be paid unless it's a hospital lien from like the ER.
Okay, all right, so I was asking you before, I was saying you get a $10,000 settlement. You were saying that you can actually negotiate with the healthcare provider. How does that work to change what your bill ultimately will be?
I mean, for an example, if you have a $10,000 settlement because you have $5,000 ER bill, you can negotiate that bill to $2,000 or $3,000. You're now getting $2,000 or $3,000 more. There's multiple settlements in every settlement, whether it's with a medical provider or the insurance company.
And when you're doing that negotiating, is that something an individual does on their own, or would you encourage them to work with an attorney to do that?
Attorneys have the most experience with it,
yeah.
And the laws do change kind of every spring now in Texas regarding reductions, but definitely I recommend always having an attorney, even if you've already reached a settlement with the insurance company and not been paid yet.
So like I was saying, we were talking off air and I was so surprised. I was saying, oh, I didn't even know that you could negotiate this. What would be your main message to people about medical bills specifically and your power as a consumer?
Just as a consumer, not even if you're in an auto accident, it's 100% negotiable medical bills. Always negotiate it. A debt collector is going to do that for you. An attorney is going to do that for you. Even an insurance adjuster might.
Can you think about a time where, or give me an anecdote or an example of a time that you guys were able to negotiate a number that went from, you know, sky high to something much lower?
In terrible accidents where people are getting airlifted or have major surgeries and they get hundreds of $1,000s in medical bills, we're able to get 90% reduction from those bills to fit within the parameters of the injury settlement, because there's a limit to how much you can recover. So sometimes you've got to get major, huge reductions.
That's incredible. Okay, so let's say somebody's already settled. Can they work with an attorney after the fact to look at those numbers?
So if somebody in that situation called my office, or if you call anybody's office, I'd ask for a reduction in attorney fees because you've done a little bit of the work, but absolutely, we can get involved and reduce those medical bills so you get more.
Okay, fantastic. All right, I believe we've got a viewer question coming in. Let's take a look at this one right here saying, how long do I have to file an injury claim? What's the timeline on that, Cagney?
Filing a claim means calling the insurance company and getting a claim number. That needs to be done as soon as you can after an accident. You have 2 years to settle, so that's key. You need to make the claim and settle within 2 years or file a lawsuit. So there's multiple parts of that.
Okay, another viewer question coming in. They're asking, what does it take, or why does it take forever to settle for insurance settlement? Why so long? Why so complicated, Cagney?
Most people just have no idea what the insurance company needs. The insurance company is going to tell you, yeah, we've accepted liability, we want to pay you, but they need every bill, and they don't need they need an itemized bill in a format that their insurance software will take. So you just sending them a bill you get in the mail is not really the bill they want. So most people just don't realize you're not getting them the proper information.
One thing I've wondered is, are they just betting that people get tired or they just don't want to go through with it and collecting everything?
I think 90% of the time, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, do we have one more viewer question? Okay, just checking. Sorry, my IFB had fallen out. Okay, overall, what's your message to folks in a position like this when choosing an attorney to work with, or just how they should approach the situation?
If you're injured or you have some type of debt from an accident, like medical debt, consult with an attorney. Consult with multiple. Get 2 or 3 opinions, see what your thoughts are, and if you're in pain, never take a dollar from the insurance company until you've seen a doctor.
Thank you so much. This has been fascinating. Okay, you're going to be here again. Always love these conversations. If people have questions in the meantime, how can they send them to you?
Absolutely email me. Send me a copy of your bill at cmccormick@theinjuryattorney.law.
And always, it impresses me. You send out your personal email to folks here on air.
Accidents happen 24 hours a day.
There you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, McCormick Law Firm offers new clients a free consultation, so you can talk to them for free. You just got to call 972-972-4444 or go to notatfault.law for more information.
Legal Grounds has been sponsored by McCormick Law Firm. Thousands helped, millions paid.